Welcome to today's daily number workout number 9. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll do the word form, see how you did. It would be N-I-N-E, 9. And our next portion of our daily number workout is multiples. So 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 9 is 36. Whoops. 5 times 9 is 45. 6 times 9 is 54. 7 times 9 is 63. 8 times 9 is 72. 9 times 9 is 81. And 9 times 10 is 90. What's great about the number 9 is all of its multiples add up to 9. So if you look at each digit, this 9 is 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. Isn't that a cool pattern? So it's something to remember. So when you write down the number, if you're multiplying by 9 and it doesn't add up to 9, you know you're not in the right spot. All right, let's move on to the next one. Factors of 9. So we always start off with 1 times the number. So 1 times 9 is 9. And then all the factors that are possible have to be in between 1 and our number. So when we think about 2, does 2 go into 9? Well, it has to be an even number. So is 9 an even number? No, it's odd. So let's write the word odd up here. All right, what about 3? Does 3 go into 9? It absolutely does, because 3 times 3 is 9. And we know we're done because there's no other numbers in between. So we'll just draw a line there and we're moving on. All right, our next category is fractions that equal decimals that equal percents. All right, so we're going to do 9 out of 100. 9 out of 100. And we know 9 doesn't go evenly into 100 or 3. And so there's no number we can divide the numerator, the top number, and the bottom number, the denominator, by the same number and get an even division. So let's move on to decimal. So this 9/100ths is equal to 0 and 9/100ths, which is equal to 9%. So if we went to the store and they were giving us a 9% discount, that would be 9 cents off of every dollar. So let's write in word form this fraction, which would be 9/100ths with a TH at the end, because that stands for part. And then write our decimal would be 0 and, because and is our decimal, and 9/100ths, pretty close to the same as the other one. And let's move on to our next category. So let's move. I'm going to move my paper up. You're moving down on your paper. So here we go. Ratio. So ratio is like fractions. It's used in comparison with statistics and research. So we would say 9/100 or 9:100. So it's just getting familiar with ratio and how it's used in comparisons. All right, so here we go. Dollars is next. So if we had dollars, we can use our decimal up here because that's the form we put dollars in. So it'd be $0.09. So right underneath that, $0.09. Looking good. All right, so let's move on to our next one. I'm going to move my paper up here so we can see better. All right. So now we're going to come down here to area and perimeter. So we're talking about 9. So here is a 9 squares. Let's go ahead and write 9 or draw 9 squares. But before we do that, let's remind ourselves area equals width times length. Perimeter equals width plus length plus width plus length. All right. So let's go on. Let's go ahead and draw our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you're just drawing a rectangle and dividing it up into 9 parts. And if it's going to get harder to do it with our bigger numbers. So if you just draw a rectangle, a long, skinny rectangle like I just did, and then mark it 9 and 1. And of course, this side would be 9 and 1. But what we're doing here is we're going to get our area, which equals 9 times 1, which equals 9 square units. Good job. All right, so this is the horizontal way. Now we're going to do the vertical way. So let's go ahead and draw this vertically. So I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to draw me a vertical. And this vertical is a 1 by 9. So we can come up here and write A equals 1 times 9, which equals 9 square units. Okay. So it's the same thing, except we just changed the order of the numbers, but multiplying, it doesn't matter the order. It always equals the same. So let's go back up here and let's do perimeter. So we want 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1. So basically we're just measuring, adding this side to that side, to that side, to that side. So that would be 20 units. And it's not square units because it's linear. That means we're only going to do the line. What is the distance of the line that is the perimeter? And of course, this one would be the same, except our numbers would be 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9. And when we're adding numbers together, it does not matter. Oops, I'm sorry. It does not matter their order. So if you make a mistake, just leave it go. Don't worry about it. All right, let's move on to our next category. And I've got to pull this way up here. So our next category, of course, is volume. Volume, which is width times depth times height. So let's start off with this vertical one. So let's bring it, if your paper, you might have to turn your paper over. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to draw, and then I'm going to have lines coming off. Remember to make it into a cube. Remember, they're all parallel, but at an angle to make our cubes. 7. And of course, I didn't make enough on this paper, but if you just draw and make it into cubes, no worries. All right. So this is a 1 by 1 by 9. So volume of this would be 1 times 1 times 9 equals 9 cubic units. All right, so now it's 3-dimensional. Width, depth, height, 3-dimensional. All right, so now we can change this one also into a horizontal. So let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Break it up. Draw some diagonal lines to create depth. Connect those dots. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. So now it is a 9 by 1 deep by 1 tall. So we would write that 9 times 1 times 1 equals 9 cubic units. All right. So now we go back to our factor pairs, and be up the top, our factors were 1 and 9 or 3 and 3. So now let's change this into a 3 by 3, and there it is. So we're going to come up somewhere else on our paper and draw a 3 by 3, which looks like this. Take your time, just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so this would be a 3 by 1 by 3. So the volume of this, if we were to write volume equals 3 times 1 times 3 equals 9 square units. So this is a square. So if I turn it this way, it'd be the same. If I turn it this way, it'd be the same. The only other way we can do it is this way. So let's do that way. So here we go. It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to be 3 across. And then I'm going to be 3 deep, which is kind of be a little different to do, but we can do it. All right. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here. Just give it your best shot. Now we've got 3 by 3 by 1. So we can write down volume equals 3 times 3 times 1 equals 9 square units. And we are done for today. So I will see you the next time we meet for the number 10. Bye-bye.